Okay, these are notes 1.4. We're going to start out by talking about different forms of an equation, a linear equation still. And yeah, we're going to be able to go back and forth between the two. So point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 versus slope intercept form, which is the y equals mx plus b, versus standard form, which is some number x plus some number y is equal to some number, where a, b, and c are integers. Okay, that means no fractions. All right, so if we take this right here and find the point slope form, first thing we need to do is find the slope. So remember, slope is the y minus the y over the x minus the x, which is -2. Then we're going to take one of these 2 points. It doesn't matter which one. We're going to use this equation here. So remember, our equations always have x and y in it. Okay, so we're going to fill in the x1 and the y1. And you can use either point. It's up to you. But let's say we do the first point. So the y there is a 7. And our slope is -2. And x minus, the x there is a 1. So there we have our point slope form. Now to put that into slope intercept form, we have to solve for y. So if I take this, okay, and I distribute through that -2, and then add the 7 over to the other side, I have y is equal to -2x plus 9. And then to put it in standard form, remember, has x and y, no fractions, and x and y on the same side. So there are already no fractions, so we're good there. So if I get x on this side, I'm going to add the 2x over. So I have 2x plus y equals 9 is our standard form. Okay. Okay, pause the video and do this next one yourself. Give it a try. Okay, welcome back. So first thing we find is slope. So 3 minus 15 over 2 minus 8, which comes up to be -12 over -6, which is 2. So we have y minus, I'm just going to take the first point again, 3 is equal to our slope of 2 times x minus the x of 2 up there. Okay, to get it in slope intercept form, we distribute it through. So 2x minus 4, add the 3 over. Y is equal to 2x minus 1. Put it in standard form, I'm going to get this 2x to the other side. So it'll be -2x, subtract the 2x over, plus y is equal to -1. Or you could also do this. Usually, sometimes you see this as always positive. So if we multiply everything by a -1, it'd be 2x minus y is equal to +1. Both of those are the same equation there. Okay, pause it. You guys try this one again. So point slope, find the slope first. The y minus the y over the x minus the x. Try to trip you up on this one with a lot of negatives. So we get 10/6, which reduces to 5/3 as our slope. So we have the y minus the y, so minus a -2 actually turns to +2, is equal to 5/3 times our x minus the x, and minus a negative makes that a +4. So there's our point slope. Okay, I'm going to distribute through for your slope intercept. So y plus 2 is equal to 5/3 x plus 20/3. Subtract the 2 over. You have y of 5/3 x plus 14/3. This would be 6/3. So, yep. Okay. And then for standard form, remember how we didn't want any fractions, right? So we're going to take everything and multiply it all by 3. So if I multiply that by 3, I have 3y. Multiply that by 3, I get 3 divided by 3 cancels out, so I just have 5x. And 3 times this, 3's cancel out, so I just have the 14. Then the x and y on the same side, subtract the 5x over. So -5x plus 3y is equal to 14. Or +5x, -3y is equal to -14. Okay. Next, we're talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So if you think about parallel lines are lines that never touch. So if you think about their slope, if this one goes up 1 and over 3, this one's also going to have to go up 1 over 3 to keep the same distance apart. So they have equal slope. And then perpendicular lines are lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. Notice one of them is positive and the other one is a negative slope. So we have, and actually if this goes up 1 over 2, this one's going to be negative and 2 over 1. So it's going to be the opposite reciprocal. Okay, so opposite reciprocal, let's say I have 2/3. The opposite reciprocal, that would be negative 3 over 2. Reciprocal means switch the numerator and denominator. Okay, so let's go to number 6. Find the equation of a line that passes through this point and is parallel to this line. So if I know it's parallel to this, I know it has to have the equal slope, right? So first I have to find the slope by solving for y. So I'm going to subtract the 2x over, divide by 5. Okay, so you can see my slope is 2/5. Now, people want to use the rest of this, but this is a separate equation, okay? So we have this line here that is, I don't know, somewhere right here. And we want another equation that is going to be parallel to this, but it's going to go through 3/5. So let's say 3/5 is right there. So we want the equation of this line. This line here, we know is going to have the same slope. The slope is going to be negative 2/5. And then it has to go through the point 3/5. To get my slope-intercept form, I need to know what that y-intercept is. So you could do that different ways. You can use point slope or slope-intercept. I'm going to use slope-intercept. Actually, let's use point slope. So I'm going to have y minus the y is equal to my m times x minus the x. And there's my point slope. If I wanted to put it in slope-intercept form, I distribute it through. Okay. And add your 5. So that'd be 31/5. Okay. So I guess I'm okay with either one if it doesn't specify. It just says find an equation. So you can either leave it in point slope or turn it into slope intercept. Okay. This one here, find an equation of a line that passes through there that's perpendicular. Okay. So notice it's the same equation. So the slope up here was negative 2/5. Okay, so the negative reciprocal slope, because it's perpendicular, would be positive 5/2. Okay, positive 5/2. So I know it still goes through that point. Let's use the point slope form again. So we got y minus the y is equal to our slope. Excuse me. Okay, so there's our equation in point slope, and if I want to put it in slope intercept, multiply through and add the 5 over, and 5, that would be what, negative 7.5 or 15. Oh, no, 2.5. What am I thinking? Yep, negative 2.5. So that would be 7.5 plus 5 would be negative 2.5. Okay, so either form is okay if it doesn't specify. With the modeling, I'll be back with that in just a little bit. I want to get Desmos working here to work on that.